I designed the pond in 1992 and the filtration housing. But it took 7 years to actually complete because we're also busy installing other ponds for customers. The access to the garden here is not very good. It was big enough to get a small digger in, but everything had to be barrowed round the house and loaded onto skips. The pond itself, the main part of the pond is 2.35 metres deep, and the construction is concrete bases, 9-inch thick concrete block walls, and the waterproofing is being done by glass fibre. When we started the excavation, the only plant remaining in the garden was the large tree near the waterfall. Everything else was just soil. One of the biggest problems, I decided I wanted a rock style pond, and the biggest problem we had was getting the actual rocks into position. There's 90 tons of millstone grit you can see around the pond, and the largest boulder weighed 4.5 tons. These boulders had to be craned in from behind the back of the garden from some farmer's land who gave me permission to tip the boulders there. And I'd been to the quarry beforehand, selected the stones, and they all fit together pretty much like a jigsaw. There's nothing that looks more stupid than a small body of water with huge boulders, or a huge body of water with small boulders. I think these are in the correct ratio to the pond itself. Hi, this is the general meal I feed the koi. I've been feeding them this for about 5 weeks now, instead of pellets. And what it is brown bread made into balls. There's chopped cooked mussels. And in this one there's pieces of cheap cooked salmon. It's quite a big bowl, and they get this about, or similar stuff, 3 times a day. It all sinks, so I'm feeding it in this 3-foot shelf here. The system ran from 1999 to around 2008, and I had plans to demolish everything. I started off by moving all the filtration equipment in here, made a decision to fill it all in, landscape it again as a normal garden. Had it not been for Ian Miles and Hillary suggesting we could get it up again, that's what would have happened. I'm grateful to both of them. Hillary's got a garden back and it's running well. The thing is, it was supposed to be done on a budget, but I would like to make real tests on it with my own filtration system. And there's 16,500 gallons of water in there, and I am attempting to filter this perfectly with one filter system. I better point out there are 4 independent aerated bottom drains in the system, and they all run into the filter house on separate drain lines. This cover is not because the filter is a secret, it's because I have this filter made in clear UPVC, so I can explain to people who wish to see it how it actually works. So this is a blackout sheet, because if daylight enters the clear UPVC, it produces algae on the inside of the filter system. So this is the only reason the sheet is kept on. What I'm trying to do, this filter only holds 120 gallons of water. And again, there's 16,500 in the pond. The test I'm carrying out now is quite adventurous, because I have not discharged the filter for 7 days. And I've discharged every single bottom drain in the pond into the filter alternatively. So I have not discharged this filter at all, nor have I discharged any of the drain lines for the past 7 days. Bear in mind that all the waste matter from the pond and from the drain is inside this, and I'm expecting to see a very, very filthy filter when we expose it. To explain further, this drain line here has been supplying water to the filter for about 15 hours. This one, and this one are closed. Since this one has been operating, I've fed the koi twice. So I would like to show you what happens when I open these 3 individually, and you'll see what happens, the waste entering the filter. The only new water entering the system for the past 7 days is by way of this constant trickle, which goes directly into the discharge box. At the base of the discharge box is a submersible pump operated by float switch, which pumps all the water from the discharge box into the sewer. This constant trickle is running through at the rate of 1 litre per minute, and this is the only new water the system has seen for the past 7 days. This pump here is taking water from one single surface skimmer and pumping it to the waterfall which is above. In the waterfall header tank there's a submersible UV light, 80 watts, which is providing UV to the system. This has nothing to do with filtration, it's just a method of powering the waterfall. This overflow box is designed by Ian Miles, and it is absolutely superb. These two goldfish are swimming in around 16,500 gallons of water. And this is the top running level there. The constant trickle water or the overflow is being taken down here and it empties as before into the discharge box. When we service the filter now, I'll be able to show you the drop in water level when this filter unit is discharged and refilled. This is the filter system. The first section from here to there is the mechanical stage only. The brush boxes here are there to prevent heavy debris going through into this stage, which is the biological stage. I think the camera will show you. We're not getting algae now because I've closed it off with the blackout sheet. But all along here, right to the end of the filter, is a coating of biofilm, which shows the unit is working perfectly. Once again, this is just a test to show that all the debris that's been dumped into the pond for the past 7 days enters the filter and is stopped by the brush box. In normal running, this unit will be discharged to waste every day. For the past 15 hours I've left this drain open because this particular line is the cleanest of the 4 lines here. So I'd like to show you now, when I close this line, I'll open the others separately and you can see what is coming into the filter. The delay in getting the debris into the filter when I open a valve is because there's only clear water in the drain line. The debris remains around the sump area, and that is why the delay takes place. I'm about to dump the filter, but obviously before I do that we turn the water pump off. I've allowed the level to come back to static level. You see it's right up here now. And the reason for that is when I do the dump, this extra water above the cartridge blocks and the brush box gives a lot more impetus to the power of the dump. I'd also like to mention that this is the first time that I've actually experienced one of my units, and it's a big learning curve because there are so many possibilities. So many things I can do with it. One of the things that has come to mind is that we find that a 3-inch dump is more thorough than the 4-inch dump. And so when we turn the valve to drop everything out of this filter system, it will be taken into the net there, below the 3-inch elbow, to give an idea of the debris that's been in the system for the past 7 days. This is a shot of the centre stage, the new centre part of the brush box, which has vertical brushes. And you'll see there's not so much debris on this as there was on the first one. This is how simple and light the cartridge blocks are, simple to remove. You want to turn it over for me? A reminder, this is 7 days of total debris coming into these brushes. And this is just how simple they are to clean. Of course, this is not necessary on a daily job, but after a test like this, it's absolutely vital. So for those who think brush boxes are no good in trapping and releasing debris, why not have a look at this? Well, that's the real test finished now. So I'm just going to fill the filter again from this line. Turn the air pump back on. And when the water gets to running level, I'll turn the water pump back on. We're nearly there now. To the top of the brush box. And the pump's back on again. This should show the water used. This is approximately 120 gallons, which is the capacity of the filter itself. The constant trickle will take this back up, but when it gets to overflow, it will start running again into the discharge box.